There's a rabbit in the log and I ain't got my dog. How will I get him? I know. Well, I'll get me a briar and I'll twist it in his hair. That's how I'll get him, I know. I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. That's how I'll get him, I know. Well, I'll get me a briar and I'll twist it in his hair. That's how I'll get him, I know. Build me a fire and I'll cook that old hare. I'll roll him in the flames and make him brown. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright, and find myself a place to lay down. To lay down, to lay down. Well, I'll find myself a place to lay down. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright, and find myself a place to lay down. Well, I'm walking down the track with a chicken on my back. Soles of my shoes are nearly gone. Just a little ways ahead there is a farmer's shed, and that's where I'll rest my weary bones. Weary bones, weary bones. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. Just a little ways ahead there is a farmer's shed, and that's where I'll rest my weary bones. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Well, she'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. Well, she'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Make her sleep with Granny when she comes. Yes, we'll make her sleep with Granny when she comes. Yes, we'll make her sleep with Granny. We'll make her sleep with Granny. We'll make her sleep with Granny when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Chickens crawling on Sourwood Mountain. Hey, da ding dang diddy lie, yay. So many pretty girls I can't count them. Hey, da ding dang diddy lie, yay. My true love's little in Fletcher. Hey, da ding dang diddy lie, yay. She won't come and I won't fetch her. Hey, da ding dang diddy lie, yay.
I'd like to tell you a story about a fella who lives over in Rosman, North Carolina, by the name of Uncle Ike. Now, you see, Uncle Ike is a real funny fella, and he's always inventing new types of things. And this time, Uncle Ike invented what he called a hogaphone. Now, a hogaphone is a device that Uncle Ike made by taking a groundhog's hide and stretching it out real thin. Then he'd scrape all the hair off of it and nail it to the inside of a window frame where all the glass had been broken out. And then Uncle Ike took a real long wire, tied a knot in the end of it, and ran it right through the middle of that hogaphone, way on down the hill to Granny Beecher's house. Now, you see, Granny Beecher has one of these hogaphones in her window, too. So every time her and Uncle Ike want to talk or anything, well, all they have to do is tap on that hogaphone 3 times. Hey, Granny, how you do?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Uncle Ike.
Well, say, Granny, I came by to see you on Sunday. I thought you might want to go to church with me.
Oh, no, I was out hunting.
Hunting? On Sunday? Well, ain't you afeard of God, Granny?
Oh, no, I carries my gun wherever I go.
Oh, Granny. Now, the thing that old Granny liked best about this hogaphone is when she could get Uncle Ike up real early in the morning, about 5 o'clock, and get him to play his banjo through the hogaphone, and that way Granny could do a little buck dancing down at her house before she started breakfast. And Granny wanted to hear the same song every single day. That's always Cripple Creek. So she'll wake Uncle Ike up, and he gets that old banjo out, gets real close to that hogaphone, and lights into Cripple Creek just as hard as he can. Old Granny will hit the floor dancing. Now, the thing that old Uncle Ike liked best about this hogaphone is when he could get Granny to play her newfangled radio through her end. That way, old Uncle Ike could learn all the new songs that were coming out in his day. That's the way that he learned this song by Uncle Dave Macon. It was entitled, "Keep My Skillet Good and Greasy." Keep my skillet good and greasy all the time, time. Keep my skillet good and greasy all the time. Now, Uncle Ike had all this worked out in a way that if he wanted to listen to the radio, he could tap on that old hogaphone 5 times, and Granny down at her end of the house would know to cut that radio on. But on the day that I was going to tell you about, though, Uncle Ike felt like talking. So he tapped on the hogaphone 3 times. Hey, Granny, how you do?
Oh, I do just like I want to, Uncle Ike.
Well, say, Granny, I ain't been doing too good these days. There's been a big old bear coming after me. And old Blue's been barking and scaring him off. But now Blue's ran off with some other dog. And I don't know what I'm going to do tonight.
Well, you better get you a big pot of coffee and a shotgun. Wait out on your front porch for that bear. Because if and you don't, that bear's gonna come in your shack and wring your neck.
Well, I'll talk to you in the morning, Granny.
Well.
So Uncle Ike did that very thing. He got him a big pot of coffee, a shotgun, and his old banjo. He went out on the front porch and started waiting on that bear to come. And I reckon old Uncle Ike sat out on his front porch and played that banjo all night long and never had to repeat a single tune because he knew so many. But before you know it, sun was coming up over the hill, and old Uncle Ike hadn't seen a hide in her hair of that old bear, so he figured it'd probably be okay if he went inside, maybe took a little nap. So Uncle Ike went in and he sat down in his favorite old chair, had that banjo with him, so he thought he'd try to play one more song. Well, Uncle Ike looked up and saw the biggest old 10-foot black bear coming right down after him. He jumped back and hit that hogaphone 5 times, and Granny down at her end of the house thought that Uncle Ike just wanted to listen to that old radio again, so Granny cuts on her radio. Oh, Mommy Hare, what you doing there? Running down the road as fast as I can tear. Well, old Granny soon figured out that that bear had to be after Uncle Ike. So Granny grabs her shotgun and goes running down the hill to see if she could help. But by the time Granny got there, all she could see was that bear running across the hill. And it looked like that bear had one of Uncle Ike's arms or legs or something. So Granny reared back her gun and she shot. But she missed. And things got real still after that. Granny was scared to death. She figured that Uncle Ike could be tore from limb to limb. She didn't even want to go look. But finally, Granny got up enough nerve to look around the corner. And there sat Uncle Ike shaking like a leaf. Oh, Granny, you saved my life. Why, when you cut on that radio, that bear jumped back and did the finest little buck dance that I've ever seen. But you know what, Granny? The funniest thing of all was, there that bear was, coming right down after me with those big old paws. And instead of coming after my neck, that bear come and stole my banjo. What do you think that bear wants with my banjo, Granny? Well, that old bear never did come back to bother Uncle Ike anymore after that. But sometimes, real late at night, when everything's real still, why, you can hear that old bear out in those mountains trying to pick out a tune on Uncle Ike's banjo. You get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole, and we'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, oh baby mine. Well, along come a man with a sack on his back, honey. Oh, along come a man with a sack on his back, babe. Well, along come a man with a sack on his back, carrying more crawdads than he could pack, honey, oh baby mine. Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole, and we'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, oh baby mine. What you gonna do when the lake runs dry, honey? I said, what you gonna do when the lake runs dry, babe? Well, what you gonna do when the lake runs dry? Gonna sit on the bank and watch the crawdads cry, honey, oh baby mine. Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole, we'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, oh baby mine. hen duck say to the drake, honey? Oh, what did the hen duck say to the drake, babe? What did the hen duck say to the drake? There ain't no crawdads in that lake, honey, oh baby mine. Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, oh baby mine. Well, this is a story about a little 7-year-old boy who lives out in the country in a great big old farmhouse. And he lives in there with his mom and dad, his grandparents, and all their aunts and uncles, and all their dogs and cats, and all their fleas and ticks, too. And every Saturday morning, they all get together and go hunting. Except for that little boy. Well, he didn't get to go because his legs are too short. But he wants to go hunting so bad that one day he jumped up on an old stump and hollered, "Hey, I want to go hunting too." His dad looked at him and said, "No, son, your legs are too short." That little boy started begging and pleading and crying and carrying on till finally, one day his dad had to say, "Okay, I'll tell you what, on your 8th birthday, I'll take you hunting." So that little boy started waiting and waiting. And finally, when his 8th birthday rolled around, he jumped up out of bed and went running into his daddy's room hollering, "Hey, Dad, don't you know what today is? Today's my 8th birthday, and you promised I could go hunting today." Well, his daddy said, "Okay," but he said, "Now, son, if you get lost out there, don't you expect me to come looking for you. You're so little and your legs are so short, why, you'll never be able to keep up." And that little boy says, "Oh, I'll be able to keep up. Honest, I will. And besides, if I don't, why, all I have to do is pull out my horn and blow it for Old Blue." Old Blue, he's the lead hound. He has wonderful ears, and he'll hear that, and he'll come find me. So his dad had to say, "Okay." So they whistled up their dogs. First they hollered for Old Blue. Old Blue hollered right back too. Then they hollered for Trouser. And last but not least was Old Red. Well, they got all those dogs together and they went down to the general store where they met up with some more dogs and some more hunters. And the next thing you know it, the whole community took off on what they called the Cumberland Mountain Bear Chase. Way away and bound for the mountain, bound for the mountain, bound for the mountain, over the hills, the fields, and the fountains, away to the chase away. Rover, rover, see him, rover, rover, catch him all night long to the break of dawn. Merrily the chase goes on, over the mountains, the hills, and the valleys, away to the chase away. About that time, Old Blue picked up the smell of a big old bear, and the race was on. Those dogs started chasing that old bear, and there was all those adults running just as hard as they could to keep up with those dogs. And there was that little 8-year-old boy going just as fast as his little legs could possibly go. But he tripped right over a log. He got back up and started to run again. Those dogs were getting farther and farther. Those mountains were getting higher. Those dogs were getting farther. And pretty soon, you couldn't even hear them anymore. And it was starting to get dark outside. Why, the fireflies started coming out. Get away, get away. And a big old bullfrog jumped in and out of the water. And a hoot owl flew by. But that little boy wasn't scared, though. He just pulled out his horn and blew it for Old Blue. But all he could hear was an echo coming back out of those mountains. That little boy was listening so close, he thought he heard something out there. Wasn't sure, though. Sounded like it might be Old Blue. Yep, I believe it is. Woo! Boy, I'm glad he's coming back this way. That little boy was so happy to see Old Blue when they got back to him that he jumped right up into his daddy's arms, and his dad carried him on home, took him in the house and laid him down in his bed. But he could still hear those dogs out there, though. Why, it sounded like Old Blue had that bear treed. Well, that little boy fell fast asleep in his bed that night. But you know what? All night long in his dreams, he was still out there hunting.
Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, Lord, I'd root that mountain down. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground.
And I wish I was a lizard in the spring. Oh, I wish I was a lizard in the spring. If I was a lizard in the spring, Lord, I'd hear my darling sing. Oh, I wish I was a lizard in the spring.
Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, Lord, I'd root that mountain down. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground.
And I wish I was a frog in the fall. Oh, I wish I was a frog in the fall. If I was a frog in the fall, Lord, I'd hear my darling call. Oh, I wish I was a frog in the fall.
Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, Lord, I'd root that mountain down. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground.
Oh, I wish I was an ant in your pants. Oh, I wish I was an ant in your pants. If I was an ant in your pants, well, I'd make you get up and dance. Oh, I wish I was an ant in your pants. And I wish I was a mole in the ground. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, Lord, I'd root that mountain down. Oh, I wish I was a mole in the ground.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all our way, if we'll keep on the sunny side of life.
There's dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with darkness and strife, sunny side we also may view.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all our way, if we'll keep on the sunny side of life.
Oh, the storm and its fury broke today. crushing hopes that we've cherished so dear. But in time, storms and clouds pass away. The sun again may shine bright and clear.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all our way, if we'll keep on the sunny side of life.
May we start with a song of hope each day, where the moment be cloudy or drear. May we trust in our Savior's way to keep us everyone in His care.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all our way, if we'll keep on the sunny side of life.